Hi, welcome. We're here today with Margo McDermed. She is the state representative for District 37, where our office is located, and we're privileged and honored to have her here today in our office. And we want to visit with Margo on several things, but one thing in particular we want to talk about, because we're also going to be covering the new courthouse for our clients, is this problem called I-80. How's that for a word?
I've been hearing about what a problem it is for people here in District 37 since I was elected. Sure. And because folks have gotten back to me about how challenging this is for them and how it impacts their daily lives, I got involved in transportation down in Springfield.
That's great. Now, I understand that there is something called TFIC. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, Transportation for Illinois Coalition is a coalition of everybody that's kind of concerned with transportation throughout the state. So road builders, unions that build roads, suppliers of asphalt and concrete and aggregate, the products that make up our roads, and legislators from all over the state, because just like I-80 is a problem for us, some of the problems in southern Illinois are bridges that are
probably decaying.
Yes, decaying, and just not even enough transportation at all.
Got it.
So this is a problem for the whole state. We're working together to try to find a sustainable funding source moving forward for our state.
Well, that certainly would be fantastic. There's also an I-80 coalition around. Can you tell us about that, and didn't you join it?
I did join it. John Grueling, who's the director of community development for Will County, formed this coalition. And it's to be the squeaky wheel for I-80, with the whole state of Illinois, because every part of the state has needs, and we just want to make sure that I-80 is right up there at the top.
Absolutely.
And again, it involves people from every aspect of, people who use the road, people who build the road, all kinds of government officials. And I asked to, and am a part of the executive steering committee of that group, just because I know how important it is to people here in District 37.
Sure, but it's going to take a long time to get movement on this, wouldn't you think?
Yes, it is. But one of the things that the Illinois Department of Transportation has committed to are some immediate improvements. One is the reconfiguration of the interchange at US 30 and I-80. That's going to start. It has already started. And another thing they're going to do is put some relief merge lanes on I-80 pretty immediately. Long term, we have to build the bridge over the Des Plaines River and widen the road altogether.
But if you can take it in incremental steps, it'll certainly give some relief.
Absolutely.
In this past winter, it was so tough because, we're in and out of that corridor. All the attorneys here using it for purposes of getting to that courthouse, because you exit right on Chicago, and it's very difficult. And with the new courthouse going in, it's kind of frightening. How are they going to handle all this traffic?
It's not going to get better. That's why we have to make I-80 a priority with our new capital funding system here in Illinois.
Couldn't agree more. And so basically your involvement stems from it's really affecting your constituents.
That's what I hear from people since the day I was elected. This is a big concern. There are parents that won't let their young drivers even drive on I-80.
I don't blame them. When you go back and you think about last winter, all of the times that we had icing and situations that came up, and there's been some recent unfortunate deaths in the area from auto accidents.
Even today, eastbound was closed completely because of some really serious accident.
It's just so frightening. But it's so amazing how much growth there is in Will County and in this area as well.
When I-80 was built in the 1960s, it was built as a rural interstate. Yeah, that's not the facts on the ground anymore, is it?
Right. And then when they did the extension, we really got it to 355, but really didn't take care of the rest of it going forward, all the way to 55, right?
And the 355 extension added even more traffic to I-80.
Sure, positively. And then we've also got the truck movement. There's a lot of transportation that's been added. Can you address that?
One of the things they found when they've done some studies is that a lot of that truck traffic is through traffic.
Okay.
It's not even stopping in Will County, it's going across the country. So, how do we want to deal with that and maybe even separate it or treat it differently than our local traffic? And you should have maybe 3 or 4 out of 10 vehicles be a truck. Obviously, on I-80,
that's not the case.
It's the reverse, and that's where some of the safety issues come in.
Sure. And then even sometimes, you hear parents saying the exit's off. They're also concerned about the drivers there and children playing there where there might be homes right near the exits. So just troubling with all the areas around here.
Yeah. It's a
So-
challenge for us all.
It's a challenge, but I'm glad that you're addressing it, and I'm glad that people are starting to speak out about it because something needs to be done. And I'm glad to be part of anything that we can do, certainly. And if you need to hear from the citizens, and if they want to talk to you more about the I-80 problem, where can they contact you to be able to address it with you?
repmcdermott.com.
Great, because I think that people have a lot of comments that they'll want to share as well. Well, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Gwen.